Welcome to another edition of Hangar Talk. I'm your host, Ryan Fleming, the pilot's advisor. What I wanted to talk about today was the dumbest headline that I've ever seen. I don't know about you guys, but journalism, well, I just don't think it's what it used to be. When I was growing up, I used to feel like it was one's duty to report the actual facts. And right now, I feel like it's hard to even find a channel that provides facts, and I almost feel like you have to translate the spin on each of these channels to find out what really happened. But recently, I came across this article, and in this headline, it was a Yahoo finance thing. And let's face it, we don't really have newspapers anymore. Everything's pretty much online. And but anyway, I think this was the dumbest headline ever. And here's what it was. The headline said, "A stock market pullback is going to happen at some point." That was the quote. They quoted a Michelle Connell on Portia Capital Management. Okay, that's kind of like a weatherman coming up and saying, it's going to rain. It's going to rain someday, or someday it's eventually going to be sunny again, or someday it's going to get hot again. Look, that's what markets do. Markets go up and down. They don't move in a linear fashion, and we all know that. But the media continuously uses these headlines this way to create an interest or to stimulate fear. It's all about fear or greed. And that's why I always talk about when you're watching Fox Business or if you're reading any of these magazines, they're used to sell ads and make money, not actually tell you what's going to happen in the market. So at a time where we should be happy that the markets are up, they kind of turn it on the other way and try to induce that fear. Of course, when markets are down, we're not happy about that either. And then we probably should be because that allows us to buy more shares at a cheaper price. So if you're playing the long term game, like I discussed with many of my clients, it's actually a great buying opportunity. So this woman, quite frankly, she knows what she's talking about and that she's absolutely right. Markets will not go up forever. And I hope that's not news to anybody. But she's completely off base if she thinks for 1 second she knows when, how, or what's going to happen with the market. I've said it many, many times. My 42 years on earth, I think the market when I was born was trading in the 800s. And here we are now, it's at 35,000. Um, so where's the market headed? What's going to happen? What I tell all my clients that I don't know if the next 20% is going to be up or if it's going to be down, but I do know that the next 100% is going to be up. And the reason is because it always is. It always has happened that way. So I feel very comfortable telling you that the market's going to go to 70,000. The Dow will go to 70,000. I just don't know when. I don't know what's going to happen next month. I don't know what's going to happen next year. And that's something that just happens over time. The bottom line is, the news of the day is going to drive the market, and that's usually good news. Now, when nothing unusual happens, it's bad. Well, that's great news for the market if there's not some big issue out there that's bad that's causing the market to induce more fear and causing traders to do things like that. But the number of times that the bad news occurs really isn't all that common. And as we saw during the pandemic, well, there was a lot of winners during the bad times too. There's many, many companies that just really excelled during the pandemic. So just try to ignore any prediction about the future as it relates to market prices because nobody knows. Nobody has any clue what's going to happen with the market. So when you hear these gurus, just try to take it with a grain of salt. Now, it's likely to assume that it'll continue to rise over time. Of course, I think that. But as said before, the quality of your life is so much better than those of before. I mean, think about your grandparents. Think about the houses they lived in. Think about their jobs and think about what they did day to day. We are living in a much, much better time than when our grandparents or even our parents did. And that's why I don't think there's reason to worry because life continues to get better and better. And for the most part, there's good news out there. There's good people. Capitalism creates better products, better services, better vacations. Yeah, we definitely have our challenges with increased population and, uh, the environment and some other issues that are out there. And like right now, they're going to try to scare us with the new Delta variant. I do think we will get through this. I don't know, and I can't predict how it's going to happen, but we will get through this. So I don't really know what to tell you, but to assume that the markets will go down because they will go up and to think that You know when that's going to happen? Well, nobody knows. So try to avoid that and ignore the stupid headlines and take them for what they are, take them as a grain of salt. And the next time you hear a quote unquote expert on TV telling you what the market's going to do or some other pilot in the cockpit, try to ignore those emotions and let that emotion leave you because it's really no different than the weatherman telling you that it's going to rain or it's going to get warm one day or the sun may come out some other day. So, anyway, have a great week. But I just wanted to kind of talk about this headline. Nobody knows, nobody can predict the future. So, don't let the headlines that are on TV every day affect how you're going to invest and how you're going to play the, the long term game with your portfolio because it's a loser's game. And stay focused on the long term. Talk to you later.